What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Here's another week of trading. This is going to be continued on from where the day after my last video ended. This is going to be Friday from the week before last, and then the Monday and Tuesday from last week. I'm breaking it up. This is going to be 3 days of trading. Let's get into it. First trade I'm taking is a sell trade. As you can see here, it's bounced. Boom, 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 boom. I'm pretty much just taking it. That's going to bounce again around here. I waited. It came up and it did bounce. So not a great entry. After it bounces this many times, the next time it hits, it's more likely to break through and get through that point of resistance. But I'm taking a trade on it. It's kind of safe because I did wait for it to come down a little bit and make sure it is gonna bounce. On the 1 minute chart, looks pretty good. It is ranging a little bit, like you can see these long wicks on every candle. It's not a bad trade. Nasdaq was ticking down. Yeah, it's ticking down pretty good. Immediately out of profit. A lot of my trades have just been like, oh, it looks like it's gonna go up. Oh, it looks like it's gonna down, or have like one thing that's indicating to me that it's probably gonna go up or down. So that's what I'm taking a trade on. I've been definitely getting better about that after this week. As you can see, took a pretty decent win on that one, and I'm glad that I did get out, as you can see, because it did turn up immediately after that. Taking another sell trade though at the same bounce. Not a terrible trade again, but also not a great trade. It's pretty much just a guess that it's going to bounce again. That's all I'm trading off of here. It go up, it go down. It's pretty much all I'm trading off of right here. So not a great trade. Would not take it again, but also not a terrible trade. As you can see, I got out because I started to see it turned upward, and I started to realize I'm just trading off the bounce. I'm definitely not going to learn from it this time, as you'll see. Buy trade, it go up. I'm hoping that this is finally going to be the breakthrough where it's going to just soar up past this level that's been bouncing off of so much. Will it happen? I don't know. Wait and see. Came back into my profit. Like I said, I'm not going to learn from my previous mistake of cutting my profits short. Today I'm glad I did here because, obviously it did come up. But yeah, you'll see in a couple seconds that I've been cutting my profits short pretty much every day that week. Right at the 20 level, where it's bounced a couple times, had some resistance at the very least, taking a buy trade. Not really anything on the charts over here showing anything. You can see 15-minute, we're getting close to the middle of the range again. So not a strong trade. I'm just pretty much looking at the chart and guessing. Like I said, biggest mistake, don't just take a guess. I say look for like three reasons to take a trade. Like, we're in an uptrend, it bounced here, and on the 15-minute chart, we're approaching the high. Like, three reasons better than that, ideally, but that's just three examples. Look for more than one reasons for sure. Definitely don't just straight up guess. Got out for a loss. If I had held it, it would have been a winner, but I honestly can't blame myself for getting out because that would have been kind of a hard trade to hold. You can see a lot of just ranging up and down here on these candles. It would have been definitely a high stress trade, being like, oh, I'm in profit, oh, I'm out of profit. So can't blame myself for cutting that. Probably save myself some mental stress. Sell trade right at the top where it bounced before. Not a bad sell trade at all. Could have held it longer again. I got out because we were at that 20 level and it was resisting to come back through. But that actually should have been motivation for me to keep the trade, honestly, because it was still bouncing back and forth and not sucking back super hard at the 20 level. Still got profit, and that's what matters. Back into another sell trade over here, right underneath the 20 level. I'm kind of using it as support so I can have my stop loss above it. I usually aim to get trades if I can put my stop loss in a good spot like that, above a resistance level like that, big number, it's good. So took a sell trade, came up immediately. That's okay though, we're expected to come up a little bit like that. You can see though on the 1 minute here, we're way underneath the average low. We were below the low here, which means it can easily suck back. Like, look here, came below, sucked up, touched it, slash came below a little bit, sucked up, touched it, slash came below, sucked up. So it does that pretty often. It's one reason to get into a trade, but again, look for three. That's what I do now. At least you can see this week I definitely did not. You can see touched here and get that strong upward move. My entry was terrible, but I should have just had my stop loss further. The problem I had this week as well was I still had my stop losses so tiny because I was so scared of losing money. I don't know, it was especially strong this week. So my stop losses were way too small for sure. I knew it was going to bounce when it touched the bottom here, so I should have been ready for that and knew to have my stop loss higher anyways. But I didn't. And I got out of the trade for a loss right at the last tick of the upward move even. And the next trade, you can see, same candle, same trade, just a couple points higher. So there was really no reason for me to let go of that trade whatsoever, just running up commission for no reason. Same trade though, same reason. It go down. I'm looking for it to go down. That's it. No three reasons. Nothing really strong about it. Not a good trade. Would not take again. It's ticking into our profit a little bit, so it may turn out good. Well, maybe not, because looking at the 1 minute chart here, not good looking. I don't like it when it starts to compress like that. I like to see strong moves. Kind of compressed there, but I like to see strong long candles. I don't like it when it does all this, because then I don't really have a read on it. It's kind of like, well, what is it gonna do? Who knows? It's coming up real strong here though. I'm gonna take a full loss on that. Kind of unpredictable move there, but it was a bad trade in the first place, so I shouldn't have even been in it to even take that move, but strong upward move, wasn't really expecting it. Taking a buy trade, by some miracle, taking a buy trade. It immediately came out of my profit. I'm in shock that I kept that because I was cutting all my trades short and all my losses short still too, which is not bad. If I'm gonna cut my winners short, I might as well cut my losses short. But yeah, it's ticking hard into my loss here. So I got my finger on the flat button, hoping I can get out maybe a tick early if it really does move strong. But it came back. I'm feeling pretty decent about it now that it came back after going so far down. 0.50 or 0.75 profit, a tick in profit barely. But now it's starting to move kind of stronger. But look at that. Why did I do that? I cut my profit short. Well, in this case, you can see the trade over here. This is the next day, but you can still see him back here. I cut my profit short. What would have been profit if it went up, but it actually worked out good because this time the market went down afterwards. So you can get lucky like that, but I should have held that anyways because that should be my trade plan. Good for me in that one situation, but 66% of the time it might have gone up there and I could have got more profit if I had held it. The next day here, I'm taking a sell trade right after it resisted here, so not really a strong trade I can see already. There is a gap over here on the 15-minute chart that I'm kind of hoping it'll come and fill pretty much, but it's not going to do that right now, clearly. It resisted hard here after a strong downward move. So really that should be a sign to me to not be taking a sell trade there, but somehow I still got profit on it because I cut my profit short like I've been doing all week. So again, got lucky. Hold your trade still, but this is just luck. This is just luck on my part. Same with this next trade, same kind of story. It's going up and I took a sell trade, but by some miracle, it comes down a little bit and I take some profit somehow. I really couldn't tell you how, it's just luck. This is not any skillful trading you're watching right here. This is just a lucky me trading terribly. But here, not a bad trade actually. I would take this trade again, kind of, depends. I probably would take this trade again. It's right at the 50 level, it's resisting kind of hard. We had two kind of flat candles. It's a sell trade, right where you can see it's resisted before, up here even, resisted. So it's not a terrible trade, and it was kind of rounding out. When price kind of rounds out, it's either going to go flat or it'll go down usually. It'll usually reverse when it rounds out or go flat. That's definitely not a guaranteed thing and not something you should take a trade off of, obviously. But that could be one of your three reasons, arguably. Immediately out of profit though. Came a tick in profit though. It's still looking good right now. It's not a bad trade. Not a bad trade at all. But you can see it's going to suck back and it's going to come out and take me out, I believe. That 50 level is really resisting hard. Once again, these levels, they matter. These even numbers, 50, 70, 80, 90, the hundreds for sure. They do things. They're not just numbers. Be looking at them. This is actually not a bad sell trade at all. It's this sell trade down here that I just took essentially, but the much stronger version because we're at the top, resisted, 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 or went flat and resisted. You know, we're at the top. Overextended on the 15-minute chart. Nasdaq is ticking down. Plenty of reasons to be taking the trade. Not a bad trade at all. Strong chance that it's going to go down. High probability, and it does. Very strong. We get a slap from the invisible hand of the market there. It was a really fast downward move, and I got kind of scared that it was going to suck back hard, which it typically does, and I think it did do a little bit. So I just went ahead and went flat. Took 325 on the day. Not bad at all. You're going to see the rest of the week in the next video I upload. Like and subscribe. Thank you.